All right. Hello, everyone. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Welcome to Graduating Students Week. Today is our last week of events. We have a wonderful workshop for you all today as we are inching toward graduation. I can't believe we only have about 2 weeks left and then finals week, and then we are done. Today we are going to hear from Holly Stoltzfus. She is the Assistant Director of Alumni Career Services, and she's going to talk a little bit about what to do next if you're still job searching, as well as the resources available through Alumni Career Services, because just because you are graduating does not mean that Penn State goes away. So we also want to encourage you to complete your post-grad survey if you haven't already. So if you could, please just scan the QR code there. While you're listening, Holly, you can fill out the survey. It should only take about 5 minutes. We just want to know, this is a university-wide survey. We want to know where you're going after graduation. If you don't have plans yet, put that down. And it also will allow you to select how, if at all, you want to remain connected to the university after you graduate, and how we can contact you again if you want. Just a reminder, the webinar is being recorded. So this will be posted on our YouTube channel after it's completed, most likely early next week, or early to mid-week next week. And I just encourage you all to ask questions. Please use the Q&A, use the chat function. I'll be monitoring the chat and the Q&A while Holly is doing her presentation. All right, so with that, I'm gonna throw it over to Holly and we can get started.
All right, thank you, Lauren. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I am going to share my screen. I have some slides that I want to show you. Gonna get going here. Okay. Everyone seeing my screen okay?
Yep, you're good, Holly.
We're good? Okay. All right, I am going to actually turn off my video to help with any bandwidth issues we might have. And here we go. As Lauren mentioned, my name is Holly Stoltzfus. I am the Assistant Director in Alumni Career Services. First, I really want to congratulate you on your upcoming graduation. Very exciting times, little nerve-wracking at times, I can imagine. But hopefully, as we walk through some of these slides, and I can explain to you about what services we provide and give you some tips, that you're going to feel a little bit more excited versus nervous. All right, and I want to show you the agenda that for the next, I think, 45 minutes we have.
Yeah, about 45 minutes.
All right. So kicking off the presentation, I want to give you an overview of Alumni Career Services, how our office can assist you with your job search after graduation. We'll talk about how to identify your goals and how to demonstrate your value to an employer. And I'll explain how employers fill job vacancies to help you better understand the hiring process. I'll also provide you with tips on resumes, interviewing, networking, and then I want to give you a little demo of Penn State's networking platform called LionLink. Alumni Career Services provides job search support to all alumni throughout their career, whether it be the day after you graduate or even 20 years, 30, 40 years, we are here to help you. Currently, our office is located in the Bank of America building, where Career Service is located. But next month, we're actually going to be moving to the Hintz Family Alumni Center. And you'll notice on the slide on your screen, there's a QR code. If you want to use this will take you directly to our website. So I'll give you a second if you want to get that scanned, and then I'll move to the next slide. The majority of our services are conducted virtually to serve our alumni living and working all over the world. When you graduate from Penn State, you will be given a free membership to the Penn State Alumni Association for 1 year. The membership will allow you to access individual career coaching appointments, resume reviews, and LinkedIn profile reviews. We also are able to conduct mock interviews if that's something you're interested in. It also gives you access to our LinkedIn Masterclass and our job search program. However, you do not need to be a member of the Alumni Association to access our services. All alumni can attend our weekly virtual drop-in hours and job search webinars on topics such as resume writing and networking. We also host an alumni expert series for those interested in professional development opportunities. In collaboration with our campus colleagues and alumni chapters and groups, we host in-person regional events. Next month, I'll be traveling to New York City, supporting an alumni career fair and hosting a networking event for Penn Staters living in the tri-state area. This year, we'll also be traveling and hosting events in Pittsburgh, Philly, DC, Ohio, North Carolina, and New Orleans. And part of those events will also be attending and hosting some higher talent career fairs. And I'm going to add that the link to the chat. Essentially what they are, Penn State Alumni Association sponsors. Here we go. There, it's Go Hire Talent sponsors our career fairs. And we, in collaboration with different universities, and my slides are going crazy, so let me get back. Sorry about that. There we go. I'm using a different computer today. Things are a little in a different office. All right, it's a little more sensitive than my computer. Moving on to job seekers. Most job seekers think the first step in looking for a job is really to create a resume. A resume is only one tool you'll need for your job search. The first step in your job search is really to identify your career goals. Some of you may not know exactly what your career goal is at this time, and that's okay. If you're unsure of what you'd like to be doing after graduation, there are a number of resources and tools to assist you. Career counselors in both liberal arts and in Central Career in the Bank of America building can assist you. Advisors and instructors can work with you to explore options and guide your search. LionLink, that I'll be demoing at the end of the presentation, will allow you to explore various career paths and help you connect with Penn State alumni. Another good idea is to conduct an informational interview, which is a conversation with someone working in a job, company, or industry that interests you. They will be able to speak to you about what's happening right now in their industry and what a typical day looks like. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that is in the next few slides. So identify your goals will help you develop a more strategic, targeted job search. And it will help you communicate your interests and skills to potential employers. The second reason why identifying your goals is important is to make sure you have everything you need to achieve them. It'll also allow you to determine if you have any missing skills and experience or credentials that are preventing you from achieving your goal. For example, perhaps your career goal is to be a social worker. When looking at job postings, ask yourself, do you meet the requirements? Do you have the experience they're looking for? Also, think about knowledge and skills. Do you have the knowledge and skills that are necessary for that particular job? Do you need any specific training? Do you need specific technical skills or language skills? Let's consider if you were interested in working as a social worker. Social work typically requires strong communication and interpersonal skills, effective problem-solving abilities. Do you possess those qualities and skills? These are some of the questions to really start thinking about in your job search. The key here is determine what the missing piece or pieces are that are preventing you from achieving your career goal and how you're going to fill in those gaps. Keep in mind, your ideal job may not be your first job out of college. It may just be a stepping stone to get you where you need to be in meeting that ideal career goal. We just talked a little bit about what you may be missing to land that ideal job. Let's talk about what you have to offer and what sets you apart as a liberal arts graduate. You have what employers are looking for. NACE, it's the National Association of Colleges and Employers, has conducted a study and found that some of the top skills employers are seeking in candidates directly align with what is taught in a liberal arts education. Employers are seeking candidates with good communication skills, the ability to work in a team, interpersonal skills, problem-solving skills, analytical and quantitative skills, and also employ candidates that are flexible and adaptable. These are all skills that are taught in a liberal arts education that prepare you for getting your first job. Those skills are that I listed above are often referred to as soft skills. Soft skills are personality traits and behaviors that are non-technical. And this is really where you shine. And these are the skills it's going to be important for you to leverage as a job candidate. The key is to communicate these skills on your resume during an interview and when you're networking. I mentioned informational interviewing a few slides back. Let's dig a little deeper so you can understand what that actually is. Informational interviews are designed to enable you, the person seeking information, to ask questions of someone who has currently or previously worked in a position, an organization, or an industry that you're interested in. The first step is to identify people that you would like to interview. Maybe you already have some people in mind who you'd like to reach out to and find more information from them. Consider your friends, friends of your parents, parents of your friends, Penn State alumni, classmates, former internship site supervisors, basically anyone you can think of may be able to provide you with some information. The second thing you need to do is, after you've identified individuals for an interview, you need to prepare a concise, direct email with your asking them for that informational interview. You're also going to think about what you want to learn from that person and write down questions. I'd recommend about 5 to 10 questions that you can draw upon to get the conversation started with this person. During the informational interview, I encourage you to take notes so that you can remember their responses, and ask them, always ask them if there's anyone else they'd recommend you speak with. This will allow you to gather more information and expand your network. Lastly, follow up. Very important. Just like in a regular interview, send the person a thank you email or a handwritten note to thank them for their time and insight. If they refer you to another contact or pass your resume along, keep them posted about your job search status. Let's move on to communicating your skills and experience on your resume and during the interview. On your resume, it's important to show them what you can do. When viewing a job posting, really take time to understand what the job entails and what experience and skills the employer is seeking. Think about what skills and experience you have that the employer is looking for in a candidate. Employers and recruiters spend an average of 6 to 7 seconds looking at an individual resume. They're skimming for words and phrases that match the job posting. Make sure you are mirroring those keywords on your resume. Keep in mind, the information on your resume doesn't just have to come from a job or an internship. It can be skills and experience gained from a volunteer position, a leadership experience, or even a class project. Also, remember to include those soft skills or attributes we just mentioned that employers value. Maybe you're interested in grant writing. So you want to be a grant writer. Think about what goes into writing grants. Things like research, writing, organization, communication skills. These are the skills that you should be listing on your resume, skills that you've likely developed as a liberal arts major. Let me apologize. When we're talking about interviewing, it's important to effectively communicate or provide examples to the employer why you're a strong candidate for the position. To be successful during an interview, you must be prepared. Start by researching and learning about the company or organization. Find out what their mission statement is, understand what they do, and learn about their products. Then think about what skills and experience do you have that the company is looking for. Be able to talk about those skills and give examples during the interview. I would also encourage you to practice responses to commonly asked questions like, tell me about yourself. Why are you interested in this position? The other thing that I think is very helpful in helping you prepare for the interview is doing a mock interview. And you're able to do that with career services staff. And also, once you graduate, with the alumni career services staff. It's very, very helpful to get feedback on your interviewing skills. As a job seeker, it's important to understand how employers fill their job vacancies, how networking plays a role in getting hired. I know you're constantly told when you're looking for a job, you have to network. What does that mean? I want to show you what that is. But first, I think it's helpful to understand how jobs get filled. So let's walk through this graphic. First off, employers prefer to hire people they know and trust. When an employer has an open position, the first thing they consider is, do I have anyone in the organization or company that may fill this role? Sometimes that will give them maybe one or two candidates. If no one is identified, they will start asking people within the organization whom they know and trust. If they know of anyone, they would recommend and ask them, do you have anyone you'd recommend for this position? That may garner a few more candidates, creating a small candidate pool. Next, if no one has been identified or the employer would like a larger pool of candidates, they're likely to start checking LinkedIn for candidates that have the skills and experience they're looking for. And they're going to use keywords. And that's why when we're talking about communicating your skills and experience, it's really important to have them on your resume and also on your LinkedIn profile. The next phase of finding a candidate for an employer begins to get a little more costly for them, and it comes with an additional risk. They may be hiring a recruiter, and at that point, candidates are unknown, and the pool of candidates becomes more crowded and competitive. The last step for an employer is probably posting on a job board. And at this point, candidates are unknown and it's a heightened risk for the employer. So by understanding how employers fill jobs helps you better understand where to put more effort and time into your job search and what strategies are going to produce the results you're seeking. which brings me to networking. Understanding how employers fill vacancies helps us understand the value of networking. Networking is the #1 way to find opportunities. You can expand your network by getting involved in your community and professional organizations and attending events. You can reach out to friends, friends of friends, former supervisors, friends of parents. It's all what we talked about before when we were talking about informational interviewing. Essentially, you can network with anyone. I know people who have gotten job offers simply by chatting with strangers in the grocery store, letting them know that they're looking for a job. Networking is not asking someone for a job. Networking is growing and cultivating relationships where you share interests and resources. It's mutually beneficial. People in your network can be your greatest advertisement. They may help by letting you know of positions available, introducing you to other people, and providing you with advice. Networking is a relationship that is reciprocal. It's important to offer them resources and your time and talents as well. After you've identified someone that you'd like to connect with, someone you'd like to network with, the next step is really your ask. How do you, now that you've found them, people that you would like to connect with, and I'll show you how you can better connect with them in our demo following this slide on LionLink. Next is your ask. So here's an example of a message that I sent to a potential contact. So it says, "Hi, I'm Amy, a fellow Penn State alumni. I came across your profile. I graduated in 2010 with a degree in marketing and have been working in the PR industry for the past 7 years. Recently, my partner was offered a job in the Chicago area and I will be relocating with him in the spring. I am currently job hunting and looking for opportunities in Lincoln Park. Our backgrounds are similar and I was wondering if you might be willing to offer some advice or perhaps chat by phone. I would really appreciate your time." And I'm thanking them. This is an example. It states your commonality. You're both Penn Staters. It briefly explains why you're reaching out and it states your ask and explains your situation. And then always, it's a thank you. And this is just a really good networking opportunity, a networking message that you can use to help you expand your network. Now what I would like to share with you is our LionLink platform. LionLink is very similar to LinkedIn, but it's exclusively for Penn Staters. So bear with me. I'm going to stop this slideshow and we're going to jump into LionLink.
And while you're doing that, Holly, just to give you another example of networking while you're continuing to pull up for those in the audience. So I always share this example in my class. When I was in graduate school, I was starting to look for jobs and I went to a Labor Day picnic with my mom at her neighbor's. And I was just mixing and mingling and talking with people. And I had someone come up to me and just introduce themselves, and they had worked as a career counselor at St. Joe's near the Philly area. And she was like, I was shocked because I was like, oh my gosh, like career counseling is the area that I want to go into too. And so we really got to talking and she was like, I would love to help you with your job search. And we exchanged numbers. And then I was able to connect with her on LinkedIn and she helped like send me job postings as I was looking. So just another example of a connection where you never know where networking might happen.
Exactly. And Lauren, I've had a similar, I've had a number of, I can give you a number of examples. And I know my husband specifically had taken our kids to the park one day, local park, was talking with someone, just happened to exchange business cards. And then several years later, this gentleman was doing some hiring for a company, and my husband recognized the name. So he reached out to him. Lo and behold, had an interview, got a job offer. So it's just, you never know. It's always important to be cultivating relationships and talking with people and learning about individuals. Thank you for sharing your story. That's helpful.
Absolutely. Yes. I love those stories. And with the Penn State Network, it makes it even better. So I can't wait to see Lion Link. Yeah.
All right. So are you seeing my screen, Lauren, yet?
Yep. I see your screen.
Okay. So if you don't have a Lion Link account, I would definitely encourage you to do so. Since you are a student, you can actually log in using the single sign-on PSU student, and this will get you into the system. This is also for alumni. This is a way for you to connect with Penn State alumni and ask them for career advice, get some suggestions, and essentially build your network. But Lion Link, actually, there's a whole lot more, but I want to show you first how you can connect on Lion Link. And then secondly, I want to show you some of the other features that will help you with your job search. So I'm going to log into my account. And I guess I have to select some motorcycles here. All right. So if you look up at the tab, my tabs up here, first thing I'm going to show you is Connect, because as I said, Lion Link is a networking platform. So I'm going to go in and look who's in my community. So within my community, if I'm doing a job search, I'm looking for someone that has maybe a similar job that I'm interested in, or maybe has a specific major. And I can do that by using some of these filters. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the different industries. And since I have liberal arts majors on with me today, I'm going to go into human resources. I'm going to use that filter to kind of narrow down my search a little bit. And it looks like I've got about 506 alumni, which probably a little too many. So I can then add another filter. So this is maybe help topics. Let's see what different help topics, so I can help narrow down my search a little bit. So for example, maybe I'm looking for someone that I need some assistance in maybe job offers or promotions, and apply that. And that is pretty specific. So let me see how many I get for that. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is start checking some individuals that could possibly help me with those things. So I'm going to go in, and you can take a look, and you can take a look at as many profiles as you would like. I'm going to go into Joseph Rules. And what I'll be able to do is look at his profile. So he's got a bachelor's degree, and his degrees are in biomedical engineering, graduating in 2018. And look to see what he, if it's someone I think would be helpful to connect with. So he's done some engineering, and honestly, for me, I want to speak with someone that's probably doesn't have an engineering background. I'm interested in someone that can probably help me in human resources or something else. So let me clear my filters. I'm going to go in and do a search. And this time I'm going to do psychology. Back. And it is providing me with some individuals that have a degree in psychology. Looks like Tanya. She's from New York, bachelor's degree. She's had some international experience in India and some of the things she's interested in. So if I think Tanya is a person that I'm interested in connecting with, I would simply message her in the system. And there we go. And what's nice about this, after you click on their profile and message them, it will provide you with a little bit more information about Tanya and what she's doing. And then coming over here, this is where I can send a message. What's nice in the system is there are templates that are already built into the system that will give me suggestions on what to say. So I can ask questions on career exploration, just things on expanding my network, or someone maybe I went to school with that I'm interested in reconnecting with. So for this example, I'm going to expand my network. And it will say, hi, Tanya, I was excited to see you're part of the LionLink network. I want to learn from whatever, XYZ. And then I actually will even sign my name. I would definitely encourage you to tailor this to Tanya specifically. But you can send them a message within the system and simply hit send. And then Tanya gets the message, and it's just a nice way for you to connect. And the example that I showed you when we were going through some of the slides, that's a nice kind of a brief introduction. Something like that is what you would want to send. And then you can go back to profiles. And you can continue. And if there's anyone else that you think would be helpful to connect with, you can connect with them as well. And by doing the same things and using these different help topics. And again, I would encourage you to use the help topics. When alumni create a profile, they are asked these questions as far as what are you willing to help with? And that will help you identify people a little bit better. There's a few other things in LionLink that I want to show you. Specifically, there are different groups and there are different programs that you can get involved with. These are some of the groups. There's an alumni job search tune-up program, which we run through our office, Ask and Offers. And then we also have different community members. As far as when I say community members, I mean our campus community members and our colleges. There are multiple here. So if this is a group that you're interested in joining, you can simply join this group. Some are private, but most are public. The other thing I want to show you is the jobs portal. This integrates with Nittany Lion Careers. So all jobs that are posted on Nittany Lion Careers, you will also see in LionLink. There's also another job board that our vendor uses. It's called Way Up. Those jobs will also be in here as well. And then addition, we have if you're an alum, you're also able to post a job in the system as well, or make referrals from your company about a particular job. And again, showing you that has many of the same filters. You can look up by a company, a certain location. If you're looking for a job in, let's say, Philadelphia, that can be a filter. You can also use things like specific industries and then job type. Maybe you're just interested in part-time or contract work. You just check one of these, whatever meets your criteria. So looking through this, there's a medical technologist at Thomas Jefferson, project engineer. There's accountant positions. Again, I think what I would do is honestly select a particular industry, because it's going to help you narrow down those searches. So I'm going into energy just to help with my search. Sometimes the system spins a little bit. There's a lot of information in here, so you have to sometimes be a little patient to look at you the results you're looking for. So looking at some of these, I'm seeing that this is a business development engineer position at Holtec International, and then a project manager, service delivery associate, territory technician, and on and on and on. One thing that's really helpful is that you'll probably notice there are profiles, people that are, and it will tell you different things, gives you different hints. So for example, this says that Luis works at this employer. So if this is an employer you think would be helpful to connect with, or you're interested in the job, this would be a great way to start building your network by reaching out to Luis, because he works there. What a perfect opportunity to do an informational interview. You'll also notice that here's another, Alexander worked at this employer. So notice he worked there in the past. So maybe you want to speak with him or connect with him about what it's like to work at Siemens. And Mike has worked at this employer. There are a number of different tags on this, like Andrew has experience in this job role. So he may not have exactly has not worked for the company, but he's got experience in that role. So if you're looking for specific jobs, this is something you could ask Andrew, and I'll show you what that looks like. So let's just use Andrew as our example. Let me go in. It will show me Andrew's profile. And if it looks like he's someone I'm interested in connecting with, same thing as when I showed you, you can connect with him using some of the templates and using that send, same thing. So this is a really nice way to identify specific Penn Staters that may be helpful to connect with. And you can do that essentially with anyone. The other thing that's really nice is that, say Andrew isn't the person you're interested in connecting with, but you want to see if there's anyone else. You can do that by clicking on these arrows. It'll give you some suggestions of other people. And then if you find that, you know what, yeah, I'd really like to apply for this job, you can do that within the system. You can look at the job description, go through that, yes, and then you'll be able to apply now. Okay, so that's a little bit more about what the jobs tab looks like. Projects, we also do line link projects. which are great experiences that are short-term. They're less than 8 weeks. And some are paid and some are unpaid. And these are tasks that would require less than 40 hours in total. It will connect you with an alumni that has sponsored these projects to give you some really good resume building experience. And these are available, like I said, through that projects. And Lauren, how much time do we have? Do I have much time, or do we want to go to connect to questions?
So we have about 5 minutes left. It's up to you, Holly. I will encourage anybody in the audience who has questions, please feel free to pop them in the Q&A. But otherwise, Holly, you can keep going, or if you are pretty much done, you can end here. Up to you.
Okay, what we'll do is if anyone has any questions, please go ahead and add them to the chat. But I also want to show you, since we have a little bit of time, I want to show you a few other things within the system. When we talked a little bit about, maybe we're not sure what exactly we want to be doing, even though we're ready to graduate, sometimes you just don't know. And that's, like I said, it's totally okay. This is a really good tool that I think is going to be helpful. It's under career and career paths. So going in here, it will help you find the perfect career. So when you create an account in LionLink, it's going to ask you questions. It's going to ask you questions about what you're interested in, what you like, what you're passionate about. And then it will provide you with some suggestions on maybe careers that you're interested in. So you can go down through here. And the careers that I selected for me, database architect, sociologist, and media directors. If those do not really interest me, I can go to the next one, and it will give me different options. From here, I can go in and look to see, just do a little bit of exploration on my own. Okay, what does a music director and composer do? And it will provide me with a brief summary of what they do. And then it will also show me what the salary range is for a position like that. It will tell me work responsibilities, and it also will tell me a day in the life. What does a day in the life of someone working as a producer or someone working in this field or a composer? And I can watch the YouTube video. It will tell me what skills that are needed, what level of education I have, and then any type of personality traits will be listed here. And the other thing is, it will also tell me about anyone that has experience or anything that's relevant that's a Penn State alumni. So people who've been music directors and composers. Interestingly, it will take me to Randy Houston. I've actually just the past day and a half, I've been spending meetings with Randy Houston. But what I can do is look at his profile. If he's someone that I think would be helpful to connect with or ask questions, I can do that. I can simply hit ask a question. And then I can also scroll through who else is has this in common. It will provide me with some different suggestions. So hear what Kyle Kreis, I believe he's a stand-up comedian, radio producer for Mario Lopez. And I can go and check out his profile, or I can ask him a question. And simply send a message within the system to Kyle. The other thing I can do is, since this is I'm interested in exploring jobs in this area, it will also provide different opportunities, jobs that are posted. So then I can start actually exploring some of those jobs from here. There's several that I can take a look at and go ahead and view those details and potentially apply. And again, it's also telling me who I maybe should connect with that has worked at specific employer. And then it gives me alternative paths to explore down here. Okay, and Lauren, I think I've gotten myself to the end of our time, if I'm not, if I'm correct. Did we have any questions that came in? Yes.
It does not look like we have any questions that have come in.
Turn my video back on.
So I just want to thank you so much, Holly, for your time today and your
Sure,
expertise. This is incredibly helpful. I hope for everybody who is here watching, as well as anybody who will watch this later on our YouTube channel, that you know that Penn State does not go away after graduation. Alumni Career Services is here to help. There are tons of networking opportunities. I highly recommend checking out LionLink. It's a fabulous resource. We recommend it all the time in career coaching. I know I put a few links in the chat as Holly was talking.
Great. Okay.
And just as a reminder, please let me know if you have any lasting questions. The career coaches in our office and the Career Enrichment Network are here for you up until graduation. And then we'll shift you over to Holly over in Alumni Career Services. So
we are happy to be with you. And I just added a few, Lauren, I don't know if you, I added, oh, you did highlight. Okay.
Yes.
Well, here it is again, if you need, so LionLink and then our office. If there's anything, honestly, if there's anything that we can do after graduation, like even the day after, feel free to contact us. We have all kinds of assistant resources and tools and can do some coaching with you to really help you finding that first job. So. But
thanks
everyone. Thanks, Lauren. It was good to see you again.
Thank you, Holly.
You're welcome. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Happy blue and white. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.